Who exactly is Peacemaker? If you only watched the Suicide Squad, you probably walked away thinking, oh, he's that guy with the shiny toilet seat helmet, obsessed with peace and willing to kill anyone, including children, to achieve it. He seems like a one-note parody of American militarism. But then, James Gunn gave him an entire show. Suddenly, this ridiculous caricature wasn't a joke. He was vulnerable, broken, and strangely relatable. Peacemaker wasn't created by DC originally. He actually came from the Charlton comics in the 1960s and was meant to be this extreme, almost fascist version of a superhero. He believed in peace at any cost, even if that cost was human life. When DC later acquired Charlton, Alan Moore almost used Peacemaker as the basis for the comedian in The Watchmen. And if you know the comedian, cynical, violent, smiling through atrocity, you can see the DNA. From the start, Peacemaker was a satire. He was meant to make you uncomfortable. But the modern version, John Cena's version, takes that DNA and twists it. He's not just scary, he's tragic. In the Suicide Squad, James Gunn introduced Peacemaker as both a comic relief and an ideological foil. He's paired against Bloodsport, two soldiers with almost the same backstory, except one is pragmatic while the other is delusionally patriotic. Peacemaker's obsession with peace at all costs is played for laughs until it isn't. When he kills Rick Flag, the true heart of the team, it lands like a punch in the gut. Suddenly, Peacemaker stops being a parody and becomes a warning. He represents what happens when blind loyalty to ideology overrides basic humanity. That moment sets up his entire show because the Suicide Squad proves that Peacemaker isn't a clown, he's dangerous. And then we get to the HBO series. Instead of doubling down on the joke, Gunn flips the script. We see Chris Smith, the man under the helmet, broken, insecure, and desperately trying to figure out who he is when he isn't killing people. The show dives into his tragic backstory. His abusive father, Augie Smith, aka the White Dragon, aka an average right-wing Trump supporter, is the worst father in the history of comic book shows. He constantly abuses Chris as a child, makes him fight his own older brother, and in a twisted scene, Chris accidentally punches his brother to death because Augie made them fight or else they were abused. So even though Chris killed his brother, Augie was directly responsible as well. So suddenly, all of the bravado and the macho nature of Peacemaker looks like a mask. His obsession with peace, his love for his hair metal, his corny humor, their coping mechanisms, ways to distract from the trauma of being raised by a literal Nazi who brainwashed him into violence. Peacemaker isn't a joke anymore, he is a survivor of abuse. He is a man who hates himself but doesn't know how to stop being the thing he was built to be. Because the show isn't just about guns, helmets, and explosions, it's about toxic masculinity. Peacemaker puts on this hyper-masculine persona, but the show constantly undercuts it. His tears, his vulnerability, and his desperate need for approval, it all shows that he is a fragile and all of this persona is just a mask. It also tackles the trauma and cycle of abuse. Chris kills in the name of peace because his father taught him that violence is the only solution. The series asks, can someone escape the cycle, or are we doomed to repeat the sins of our parents? This is a recurring theme in most of James's projects, which I deeply resonate with, and it's something that is changed through incredible writing, and Peacemaker actually ends up becoming a superhero that saves the world. Again, he also writes about something he's good at, which is found family, the 11th Street Kids. The team of misfits he's stuck with becomes his new family. Harcourt, Economos, Vigilante, even Eagly, they give him something his father never did: acceptance and love. And when you look at it, Peacemaker becomes less of a superhero show and more of a therapy session disguised as an action comedy. It's impossible to talk about Peacemaker without mentioning John Cena. Before this, he was mostly known for his wrestling and comedic roles, but here he walks a tightrope between absurd comedy and genuine heartbreak. His timing sells the jokes, it's the quiet moments, the tears during his breakdown, and the haunted looks after killing Flag. That makes Peacemaker feel real. Honestly, the role might be the most amazing thing John Cena has ever done. And I have to mention this, his freestyle of 80 celebrities in that joke was insane. There was only 2 celebrities named in the script. It was Ariana Grande and Drake. John Cena literally just winged it and named 80 celebrities. That was awesome. So, to answer our question from the beginning of the video, who is Peacemaker? He is a man built out of contradictions. A joke who became a tragedy, a killer who wants to be a hero, a parody of American patriotism that somehow turned into a raw, emotional exploration of what it means to live with trauma. And maybe that's the point, because Peacemaker isn't just about a dude in a shiny helmet, he's about us, our insecurities, our coping mechanisms, and our desperate need to matter. James Gunn took a forgotten C-list character and turned him into one of the most layered figures in modern superhero storytelling. And that's why, when you ask who is Peacemaker, the answer isn't simple. He's ridiculous, he's tragic, he's broken, and he's hopeful. And maybe, just maybe, he's the kind of hero we actually need right now. I'll be making videos like this in the future. Subscribe to see more.